name, Eric Massey Jigs. He was supposed to be on. He's having some health things he's got to take care of, and so he's not on. And I said I'm just going to go anyway tonight. So got a lot of stuff to talk about. But anyway, I'm appreciative to have everyone in chat tonight. So here we are, and what's going on, everyone? We got Dorkfish, Dave Richardson, David, George Ball, Chris, Gators, Darius, Jay's Outdoorsy. What's going on, everybody? All right, so lots to talk about tonight. So I trolled everyone a little bit and threw a little silliness out there with some nonsense. And we are going to talk. Chris Hill, what's up, buddy? What's up, Andrew? Hope you're healing better, fishing the 262. Bass, what's going on, buddy? Larry, what's happening, buddy? So I trolled everyone a little bit because I kind of made some comments about like I'm gonna be spitting fire a little bit tonight, and I'm just gonna be honest with you, because I'm tired of a couple of things. So, Michael Bradley, what's happening? But I'm also going to talk about a lot of fun stuff too. So first of all, I just wanted to say for anyone who, so I was hoping to be in the basement candy shop. I was thinking about it, and I'm like, nah, you know what? I said I'm just going to go upstairs, and I'll tell you why. Brian on the fly tackle said that. He goes, I was hoping you were going to be downstairs. So the reason I'm not is because you guys may not be able to tell the difference. So basically I have two lights, right, that I use. One is like, I don't know. I have a ring light, and I have one other light that I use. And, and one went bad. And so what do? I'm picking one of my sons up from school, from activities, and I come home and I'm trying to solder a light for the circuit board and the wiring back together, and it didn't work. So I'm just like, whatever. I'm just gonna go as is. I don't need fancy to make anything happen. So Omerta, Darkman, Gary, Debo, what's happening? Bassman 72, welcome, guys. So a lot of cool things, and I want to, before I get going, I just want to say thank you to everyone that I was able to see at the Schaumburg show, the larger Chicago show in the last month. And then I kind of really liked the Tinley Park show. A lot of people didn't like it as much because it was different and smaller than it's been over the years, but it's in a new location and there's plans to expand in time. And I had a lot of fun there, spending time with friends, dem jigs. I got to see Gators Adventures. Chris and I got to walk around and hang out a little bit. And then, of course, obviously the Schomburg show, I got to see a lot more people. And it was cool there because then you get to see people from out of town that you don't normally get to see as well. But anyway, I had a good time at the shows, and I'm hopeful that maybe next year to be able to get to some other locations. But it is kind of fun seeing people. Malone, what's happening, buddy? But just a couple of things. I just wanted to show you guys a couple of things that I picked up at the show. Why? Because I thought they were cool, and I bought them very purposefully. So I got to hook up with guys that were at the Tinley Park show called Brush Pile Jigs, right? And Brush Pile Jigs makes this, you'll be able to see a little bit better here. Basically, it's like a 2.5 that light, all that 2.5 inch rat-tailed little plastic. And I'm dropping stuff. And the reason I bought these is because I want to use these on the back end of some more micro jigs, right? So we're talking like 16th and 8th ounce jigs. You guys have heard me talk about how I like straight tails. I like small profiles. And I got to meet, I think his name's Eric, the owner of Brush Pile Jigs. We had a great conversation. I actually talked to him and said that I asked him if he can make these for me. They're 2.5 inches in like a straight black or some other custom color. So you might already know where I'm going with that for like drop shotting and stuff. Really cool guy. Makes some awesome crappie baits, a couple different varieties. So check the guy out. I like his stuff. I picked up a couple of colors that I really liked. And then I also picked up a couple 1/4 ounce buzz baits by Rowdy Buzz Lures. And you can find Rowdy. They're actually, if I'm not mistaken, they're on Tackle Warehouse. But anyway, the story behind Rowdy is that these guys had gotten the same type of body molding or the body cavity on the buzz bait, is a famous buzzbait, and I forgot the name of this. I'll have to tell you on another show. Upperman. Nah, I'm thinking jigs in my head. But anyway, I got to meet these guys, pick some up, had a lot of fun. So, but anyway, so that's for everyone out there. Elf, Pandemonium, Paladin, what's happening, buddy? Trippy, what's happening, bud? So a lot of cool stuff. Dorkfish, you got your stickers. All right. If you all haven't ordered some, he says you're missing out. All right, guys. So listen, there is a new set of stickers coming in. And I don't know if you guys have seen, I posted it on, I think I posted, I'm going to check real quick. I think I posted a regular post on Instagram that was the stickers, if I'm not mistaken. If not, I will post it again. But basically, I wish I actually, let me see if I can find them on my phone so I can kind of show you what they are right now. Maybe I can at least show you on screen. There's a lot of photos when you play the Instagram game and do all these other things. But the new stickers coming are super cool. Here, I'll show you this one. Let me turn this. Let me see if we can see on the phone. So this is going to be one of the stickers. It's a black smallmouth silhouette with a white. Actually, you don't see it that well. The Jig Squad in the middle is blue, actually. So it's a black fish, white. I don't know why it's showing up. It's hard to see. It's actually blue. I'll post it again on Instagram. It's going to be, I think it's almost 5 inches long. And then the other one is going to be, let me see if I could show you. So it's a 3-inch round circle. That's going to be pretty cool. And let me see if I could show you this one. So this is going to be the 3-inch round. Surrender the jigs. I know everyone liked that as part of one of the sticker packs with Jig Squad. That Jig Squad is in blue. It's coming up white. But that's sticker pack number 6. So it's going to be $9. I don't have a lot of them coming in. So if you want them, you got to let me know. They're going to be here any day. That's the new strategy. I don't buy a crazy amount of them anymore. So, and if anyone asks, if you ever wonder, that's how I support the show, right? I don't do a channel. I don't do any channel memberships. I sell some stickers. So, I think they're outrageously priced. But that's my way of earning just a couple bucks for the show. They're all my own design. Everything you get from me is going to be original. Jimbo Slice. So the way to do this is you got to message me on Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, you can always message me at jigsquadfishing@gmail.com. I also have a lot of the past postings of other stickers. I can always show those to you as well if you message me. But anyway, that's the latest sticker. And once the new round is gone, then I'll have another set coming out. All right. So some of you guys saw, I'm just going to do show and tell a little bit. Some really cool things. I got to spend time with Dem Jigs. And guys, Dem Jigs is all over Tackle Warehouse. So he's a Chicago guy. He makes a phenomenal jig, football jigs, and one that he calls a PM flip. So it's a flip swim / jig. But I want to show you this crazy little cool. And it's not going to come up. Is this the one? I can't see without the lights here. Yeah, this is it. All right, so the reason this is a cool jig is you see the head on it, right? But what you probably can't notice by looking at this jig is I made this with John DeMay. He goes, pick out what you want while we're at the Tinley Park show. Tom Morehouse, what's going on, buddy? So there's something really cool going on with this jig. And, you know, guys, it's always my hacked out medium version camera. But this jig is going to have more action than any other jig I own or any other jig I've ever made. And I'll tell you why. One is because you could see it's a generalized, there's a green pumpkin color in there. But and I posted this on Instagram. So go look at the picture a little more closely. But the cool thing that we added to this one, and John actually has this that's going to be coming out in all the jigs that are going to be coming out from Dem Jigs on Tackle Warehouse. He's going to have them. You guys might get a little better idea as I start looking at something like this. And it's always about focus. This camera doesn't focus for anything. Need a new one of those too. But look at what's going on here. This is not round rubber, folks. This is fine cut, flat rubber. It's unbelievable. And anyone who has any round rubber, I use round rubber. I love it. But this flat, fine cut rubber is next level. And I got some of these jigs. I hung around with John the whole time. I hung around with the tightrope fishing guys and them jigs, and they just make a phenomenal jig. Oh, let me show you. I posted this on Instagram, but some of you guys may not see this. But here's the nice thing of this jig. Look at, of course, focus again. Everything's focused. You see the screw lock on this? It's just a really, really, really nice, nicely done jig. And so John does a lot of nice things. You could check out, he's got a new swim jig that's out at Tackle Warehouse. And then also some of the football jigs with some of this new rubber is coming as well. All right, let's make sure I'm not missing anyone here. Yeah, Jimbo Slice back in the truck. So you messaged me, buddy, and I have plenty to go around, right? I made me a clamp. Okay, so here's the thing. Bass said he made himself a clamp like I showed on Instagram Live, which is up as part of my post that John DeMay had made from them jigs. You guys, if you haven't seen it, you have to go watch. I don't know if I posted it as a short on YouTube. I think maybe I did. If not, I will. But basically, this is a clamping device that he used to tie into his vise and essentially allows him to have a separate set of hands. And it's a super cool device. Everyone that saw the video is like, oh my gosh. He actually spotlighted it when I interviewed John last, I don't know, March or April. John spotlighted this add-on to his vise that he made, this little contraption. So Little Rich, it was still handsome as ever. That's great, brother. Sometimes, and I don't even care, dude. I like to put the bald shine out, but with this light in front of me, I'm like blinded by the light here, and I worry that I'm going to get shine back. And that's a song, isn't it? Yeah. So this vise is super cool. So I want to spotlight it again in time, but this is a little bit of my show and tell today. I'm going to do a little show and tell later because I want to break it up a little bit. You guys know. I have to tell you guys, I've said this before. I care so much that the people that come on this show have a good experience. Hank Snow, what's going on, buddy? I care so much that the people that come on the show have a good experience, right? It's all I have, right? It's yeah, I just want them to have a good experience. And so tonight it was so refreshing not to have a guest and I could just get on and just kind of do my thing. Yeah, so humor me a little bit once in a while, and I will do this. I will in time do more Saturday night lives that I want to talk about. My goal is going to be to do like a 6 to 7 type of deal, or a 6:30 to 7:30. I'm real big on, there's certain people in the scene that I like their shows, Debo being one of them, and he's on at 7:35, usually 7:30. And so I'm going to do some other things. So I have a few more things later to show you for show and tell. Really fun things. And then I'm going to talk about some products, but I kind of want to get at a couple of things. So everyone, Will Junkin, what's happening, brother? So you guys see me post some things. I have prided myself, and I've prided myself for the first year of running Jig Squad of not being a SHIT talker. I don't do it. And but I will say this, I'm not a jig, I don't sell jigs, right? You guys know I have some things in the works. And if you don't know, if this is your first time in Jig Squad, I have some things in the works about doing some design work with a couple different companies. But I don't like the drama. I really don't like it. I'm not interested in it. But man, I'm telling you, there are some times where people just kind of bring the heat. And you guys all notice it's out there, right? And I even thinking about it today, like how much am I going to say? How much am I not going to say? I'm like, I committed. I told myself, I said, I'm going to say something, but I can't bring myself to go all in and dive into that world. And I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to tell you a couple things, right? So basically, here's one thing that I want to say tonight is that I started Jig Squad because I wanted to share our experiences as jig makers and give other people creative ideas of how we express ourselves as designers, right? Jig makers. And I know full well that there are plenty in the jig making industry, right, that make money. Udebo says that. No time for the drama. but sometimes you just got to lay it down. And I'm going to try and do it classy, right? I still have to walk my walk. I got to do it my way. And the thing is, like, I truly believe I knew what I was getting into with Jig Squad. Make no mistake about this. I knew that there were going to people that said along the way, Murph, you're giving away this, you're giving away that, or somebody you're asking other people different things to a certain extent. But here's the one thing that really got to me lately. Okay, personally, anything that I ever make, if somebody else takes what I make, right, and goes and says, I'm going to make that. Okay, go make what you want. And I'm talking colors. Like I'm a color guy, right? It's no different than the crankbait discussions where so many crankbaits are similar. But when it comes to like a color profile and stuff like that, down to almost the exact amount of strands you add for things. If you see something that somebody else makes, go ahead and make it exactly like that if you want. I've done that. But what I'll tell you is if you turn around and you sell it, that's garbage. I'm just going to say it. It's garbage because flatter me by replicating or imitating, however people want to say it, a design that I make. Like exactly. I'm not even talking like close, right? It's like sometimes things are so fine-tuned where they went out of their way to fine-tune it. No problem. I don't care. I hope you enjoy it. But I'm going to tell you something. If you turn around and you do that and you sell it, you're a dog. You don't do stuff like that. That's not how this world works, right? You can, but you show yourself of how you do things. No names. Not interested. Yeah, a solo show tonight, Halabass. The perfect jig. What's up, brother? Alan Britt. Fine cut, flat living rubber. It's out there, brother. You get in touch with me. I'll try and steer you in the right direction. And guys, I'm sorry to say that, but no offense. Once you go on to business is business and pleasure is pleasure. Okay. And I do this for pleasure. That's why I do it. And everyone else could do it for whatever reasons they want. And I'm okay with that. I don't care if people sell jigs. I don't care if people do all these things. Man, by all means, go do it. But if you go and replicate exactly what somebody else does and you turn around and go and sell it, you're a dog. You don't do that. You can't do that in the fly world. It's not okay. Why? Because it's stealing. Maybe it's not. You people don't think it is. It's listen, imitation and flattery are imitation and flattery. I like imitating other people's things. I think it's awesome. I like flattering people by telling them, hey, you influenced my design. I appreciate it so much. Even if you don't tell them, even when you don't tell people that, that's okay. Because if you're making it for yourself, and other people may disagree with me, I'm just telling you how I think about it. It's all okay. But when you turn around and sell it, it's a whole different world, right? And it's just, it is what it is. And the thing is, you can't get away with that in any other industry. You can't do it. And so, I don't know, do what you're going to do. But I'm going to tell you, I won't lower myself to what I think is lowering myself to start using names and other things like that. I just won't do it. On my worst day, and you see I'm fired up, on my worst day, I won't do it. But I'm going to tell you something. You better believe the dogs know they're out there, right? And so if anyone wants to know exactly what I put in something, I'll tell you. Maybe that's naivety on my end, right? Somebody could say that, but I'm okay with that because I knew what I was getting into when I started Jig Squad, right? I'm going to throw one more angle at this a little bit, and I'm not going to get into too much detail on this. I had made a comment about you're going to see a change in the jig making scene in terms of styles in 6 months and in 1 year. And I'm going to wait for that time to put all those things out there. And that's okay because I want to make the point. And in order to do that, it's going to take time. But I'm going to tell you another thing. If you slide into people's DMs, if you slide into their DMs and they help you out, right? And then you take that information and then go put it out to others of that specific stuff they told you, and you make comments talking about like there shouldn't be any secrets, that's not good either. You want to know why? Because it's not secrets. That's called hard work. It's called people's style. It's called their design. It's called how they've spent their time learning to do something, and then they help you out a little bit, and then you pimp them by going to put it out there, and you share what wasn't yours that they shared with you, and you put it out publicly. It wasn't yours to share. It's not okay. I'm not going to say any more on that one. This has all been building, guys, so you know. And I'll never do this when we have a guest on the show, right? So just think about that one a little bit. It's all good, right? I just want to say that people's hard work, when they don't tell them exactly how they do something, doesn't make it a secret, right? It makes it their hard work. And because you don't like secrets doesn't mean you get to go and just put it out there as if you had a right to do it. When you slid into their DMs at some point in your relationship with those people, it's not okay. It doesn't mean that they gave the farm away to you, but it's not yours to tell, right? I'm going to leave it at that. I want to hit this little point here. And guys, listen, before I even show this, like Smallmouth Junkie is saying, good people have integrity. And everyone's definition of integrity is different. But the one thing I want to say is you design with all your heart. Make the things you want to make. Imitate others, right? Learn and take things from other people that you've learned. Use it as part of your own design. You might not have money to go buy all this expensive stuff, but you know that you can recreate some of these things to have a fantastic experience in the jig making game. All those things are things that I think I'm like, I get, but it's that opposite end. Once it turns to dollars and money, it's different. It just is. So I just want to highlight this here, and I haven't read this yet, but Jay is Outdoorsy. By the way, you guys, if you have not gone and checked out Jay is Outdoorsy one on Instagram, but also Jay has a YouTube page as well, and he's been putting up a lot of little tying videos over the last, 4 or 5 months. Really, he's so calm and collected. I love Jay. You can pick up a lot of things from Jay in terms of some proportions and some real basic things that may help you out as a jig maker or possibly a tire. So, but anyway, I'm going to read this out loud and let's talk about this. This past week, a large, well-known jig company called the shop I sell to asking for a sample. They were told I was doing a project with them. Needless to say, I was able to ask the company directly. Stuff like this happens, you guys. There's all kinds of things that happen, right? And like Bass says, it's all about respect. It is, and Jimbo Slice says the drama is real. All these things are true. Kingdom Crappie Lures. By the way, I just started following Kingdom Crappie Lures recently. If you're not following Kingdom Crappie Lures on Instagram, I think I threw up one of his posts or his pictures lately. Check him out. Make some really cool stuff. Guys, listen, you're not going to hear me talk about this much because I think this you could tell this stuff gets me, right? But understand, make no mistake about it. And look at Debo just says, right here. The fishing industry is really small. Folks talk. That's such a great point, right? And I'm not going to put Brian on point on this one here on the fly tackle, but this is a great comment too. And we'll get it. This is going to be the next part of this, and it's not as much of a rant. It's just a good discussion. Just because a jig looks the same doesn't mean it'll fish the same. We focus so much on looks and not enough on fishability. This is such a great comment. And you want to know why? There are, and I'm not going to, you'll get how I describe this. There are some really good people that have gifted me a couple of very specific things about tying techniques, right? I'm going to say fly tying, but it's really people that make jigs. And it's little things that they've helped me with. And sometimes I don't even know they know that they help me. Some do, maybe others don't. And that's, guys, I'm a good silicone jig maker. I know it because I like colors, and that's what I'm best at. but I've taught myself, I'm learning how to be a better jig tire with synthetics and natural materials. And I've learned a lot of things from guys like watching Jay is Outdoorsy, Brian Schmidt, On the Fly Tackle, a lot of these crappie guys. I've learned a lot by watching them, and sometimes they've even given me some techniques that have helped and have changed my jig tying experience. And you don't have to tie jigs at all. Buy them. If you just want to mess around with silicone, stick with silicone. I mean, look at, you have Gators Adventures. He's in chat. This guy, he started making his own jigs. And I think Gators, I don't know if he used thread or with silicone, or if he wire tied his. I forgot, but he posted it. And so that's what it's about. I want to hang with these types of people, right? I felt there was a moment of feeling guilty in the last 2 weeks for me in Jig Squad. And you want to know why? Because it's all about the show, right? It's all about, and I don't mean the Jigsquad Jig Night. I mean about all this crazy color and super cool looking jigs and stuff. Man, you know what? It made me want to go back to making basic colors and basic jigs. Simple things that work. Half the stuff I make, I don't even fish, right? It doesn't mean that we shouldn't learn and can't have an experience of learning about design. Here's another one for you. Debo said one night on his show, I still think about this one day, every day when I'm making jigs. Debo said one night on his show, it was something to the effect of, about all the different head styles and jig types and things like that. And he said, really, is that head style going to be that dramatically different? Some version thereof. You guys understand that's a little me infused into this as well, because you guys know I like a 90-degree line tie on a ball head jig. Why? Because I can make that ball head jig do things that other people can't do. And the reason is because I learned to fish a ball head jig in a river, in current, in eddies, and that's what I used, right? And so I learned to do different things with it. And like, look at Andrew. Andrew's saying, I'm back to tying my same 3 to 4 jigs as we've previously discussed. So true. But the thing is, there are very specific ways that you tie material in that change different things about it. So back to the on the fly comment, there are some very specific things of how you tie material in that is going to change the action of that material in the water, the profile of the material in the water, the fall rate of the material, the undulation, the profile. You guys could keep going. That's the point that I'm making, that's going to transition into this kind of second part, And look at, like, the Perfect Jigs even saying, like, talking about sharing trade secrets. I feel guilty, man. I'm not going to lie. I believe in sharing to make experiences better for everyone, but it's not naivety on my part. And I say maybe people might think I am, where they take it and move on from it and wind up selling, and that changes everything. But to me, I feel that I'm better for me and Jig Squad, I'm better in the long run if I continue to work on creating a community where we build jigs, where we make jigs, where we share information. It's the garbage snide comments that come out where people, tell other people's things and make comments about them for not sharing it with everyone. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I'm going to tell you, you guys see it, and it's not just in the fishing thing, but it's just something that's been bugging me lately. I actually had the last part I'll say on this, and then we're going to transition just to becoming a jig maker in the business, right? I had some names that I put out there of some jigs about a year and a half ago. And I know for a fact there's a company out there, and like I said, I'm not going into it. I got to say this and get it off my chest. And this company went and used the very names that I used. That doesn't happen, once in a while, but when it's so blatant, you see it happen, and it's not right. And it's, of course, it's one of this clown company that has made 200 posts, but has 25,000 followers on Instagram because they follow unfollowed people. And then they go and post a whole bunch of pictures of jigs. Here's the transition to the next one. Then they go and post pictures of jigs of their new company because they're a new jig maker, and they got pain in all the eyes. Folks, I'm going to tell you right now, if you see anyone posting pictures of jigs with paint in the eyes and they want to sell them to you, run. Run. You want to know why? Because as soon as you bust that eye open, you've stopped the process of that being a sealed jig. As soon as it chips, even if you bust it out in the eye, now you've created a point of, I don't even know how to describe it, a point of weakness for the rest of the paint. But anyway, I'm going to highlight Brian's comment here. That's the part the copycat doesn't get. I laugh when they expose themselves anymore. That's a good comment. There's no, it's like if you copycat something, and you guys heard my philosophy on this, make it for yourself, enjoy it. It's flattery. Great. You've been influenced by somebody. But when you sell it, you're a copycat. You can't, and they tell on themselves. They're like ding dongs. How can you be such a ding dong? You tell on yourselves, and then you go, whoa, they shouldn't have secrets. Shut up. I'm not interested. It drives me crazy. All right, listen. All right, next part. A lot of new jig makers out there. A lot of people making jigs for enjoyment, maybe with the hope that in time they want to sell jigs, right? Go slow. Enjoy the stuff you make. Don't jump into selling jigs, right? It doesn't matter if your stuff's perfect or not, but don't put stuff out that isn't close to perfect. Does that make sense? Be inspired by other people, but don't put out subpar product, even though you think it's great and you're happy that you did a good job on it. If it doesn't look as good as some other, already established companies out there, then refine your art. Be proud of what you do. And it's nothing wrong with being proud of making your first jig. Chris, Gators Adventures, posted his first jig he made. He was proud of it. And I love the guy for posting it, right? And it didn't look bad. It looked okay. But it doesn't mean Chris is going to go sell jigs. It doesn't mean I was going to sell my old jigs that had wraps on them, thread wraps that were so wide. I had a lot of jigs like that. I had to learn how to tie. Tennessee Bassmaster, what's up, buddy? Tom Morehouse, that's a great comment. New jig makers related to COVID. I don't know. It could be, bud, because there were so many people in the fishing industry that increased the license sales and everything else. A lot of people, Tom, I'll be honest with you. I've made marabou jigs for a lot of years, but I started learning about fly tying when COVID started. I did. I needed something else to do. And so I said, I'm going to teach myself how all these flies are made. And I started making flies before I even had a fly rod. The point I'm making is that if you're going to sell jigs, definitely don't sell them with paint in the eyes. And you never should have 25,000 followers on Instagram when you're selling jigs with paint in the eyes. That's a complete total hack job. So if that company's out there, you could just go back and start at the drawing board, because I think you're a hack. But like I said, no names. But if you're part of the Jig Squad world and you talk to people and we have conversations with each other, man, you make anything you want to make. You be proud of it. Ask people questions. When people know you're genuine, they'll do anything for you. And I guarantee there's at least 5 to 10 people in this chat right now that will tell you that they have talked to me either in person or on the phone or in messages, and I've done everything I can to possibly help them to get to a point of becoming better than they were the day before in terms of making jigs. They don't have to be anybody else. You just have to be better than yourself the day before. Don't ever forget that. I don't like the rants, guys. So I'm going to show you something fun right now. If you guys want to keep talking about this, we can a little bit. I got to tell you, it drains me. Sucks the life out of me. It's freaking maddening. And so, I went more out of my way to say my piece than I ever have on this show. I said my piece. I don't even know if I feel good about it. I'm just saying that I had to say it because it's been freaking popping lately. And as you could tell, I get fired up about some things. But so now I'm going to show you something else that gets me fired up. So, all right, you guys ready? Can I transition? Hopefully you guys enjoyed my crazy rant. I deserve it once in a while. All right, so I got a package in the mail. from somebody who's going to be coming on the show. And he's coming on, I don't know, 2 months, month and a half. And I just want to show some of his stuff because I ordered some stuff from Delta Bass Bugs, right? So Delta Bass Bugs is going to be coming on. So what did I order? I ordered some cool little top water crease flies, which is a real simple foam pattern on a B10S hook. So these are just little poppers, right? And the nice thing about the profile of these, and there's all different types of poppers out there, right? I'll hold it back a little bit so I can see if I get the angle. So I got some white ones. I got some kind of like a green chartreuse one. With they're super cool on a B10S, but that's not the juice. Okay, I'm going to say the name again because you guys are going to want to go and get these now. I think they're $3 a piece, the things I'm about to show you. Delta Bass Bugs. I get nothing from this. I just like the dude. He's a cool artist. I like what he does. I don't even know if he watches the show. I don't really care. He's coming on the show in a month or two, but he started making some drop shot flies. Okay. Now, there's something I want to say about it. I've been making drop shot flies for a long time, all kinds of different things. If you're looking for a great drop shot fly out there, Brian Schmidt makes some awesome drop shot flies. Brian, are those things available on Tackle Warehouse, the drop shot flies? They come in a 2-pack maybe. If not, I think it's on his site. But Brian makes some awesome drop shot flies. Epic Eric makes some cool little drop shot flies that are made by Brian Cole from Brian's Custom Tackle. But here's the juice. I just want to show you these. So there's a fly in the fly industry. There's a lot of different names for it. Minnow baitfish, EP minnow, peanut bunker, all these little different flies. But I just want to show this little fly. This is a drop shot fly. Like just to give you perspective, look at this. This is like a little bluegill one. And this is so simple. Guys, this is on a B10S. There's no weight, right? Eyes on it. And this material, I believe it's wool, right? And you can do anything you want. You can use synthetics if you wanted to make stuff yourself. But if you're not a tire, if you're not spinning thread or bugs, and you want to buy some cool bait fish, $3 a pop for a drop shot fly. Minnow profile. So this is going to be a little different than the stuff that you're going to see. I got 3 different colors. A little different than what you're going to see with like a lot of people. The big thing right now is everyone's kind of excited about doing this. Actually, this hook is going to run straight up. So like, hey, I should hold this here. So again, same type of size, about 3 inches with tail. This is going to condense down more with water. But just, it's a great, for $3 a pop. They're cool little things, and they're a little different. And I kind of like these because I messed around with some dubbing and just making some of my own flies. And then doing stuff with drop shot, but they're just so little. There's these petite little things. Here's black with some purple tinsel in there. And this is like a wool product or a dubbing. But I just love them. Tom Morehouse. I don't believe I've seen anything like that. So the reason I'm showing this is because there's plenty of people. These are out there, but I think this is on what is it? Maybe a size 2 hook. But they're just super cool, and I'm totally excited to fish them. And so the reason I'm bringing them up is because I make things like this. I make a lot of things like this, but I wanted to support Delta Bass Bugs and these cool little things because they're just little minnow profile baits. And if you're not a fly tire, if you are a fly tire, you can make these on your own real easily. But the reality is for $3 a pop for a nice little fly like that you could use as a drop shot, it's a great little bait. So, yeah, great walleye flies for drop shot. Right. All kinds of things. EP fly. Right. So Darkman, order them up from Delta Bass Bugs. They're super cool. They're cool little things, and I'm excited to drop shot them this spring. And I'm particularly going to bring them out when I head up to Door County, and I'll probably use them on the south end of Lake Michigan as well. but just a real cool little fly. He's got some different colors. You know, this one, the first one I held up is called bluegill, right? And then I had white and I had black with purple, but he's got a few other ones as well. So they're $3 a pop. So great deal. I mean, I think it's free shipping over $50, and he makes some really cool stuff. He makes a lot of jig flies. I shouldn't even call them jigs. I'm just going to, excuse me, flies. I'm just going to call them jigs because they really are. He makes flies, but he makes a lot of jigs. So cool little product. Something you probably don't have. You probably don't have anything like this for drop shotting. So I got 3 of each. I got 3 white, 3 bluegill, and 3 of the black with purple. So Michael Bradley, Smalley Killer. That's exactly right. I actually I made one for but not with like wool, like just synthetic dubbing, right? I've made one for a lot of years that's like a like a silver baitfish type of color. But so I'm going to show you one more thing just because I want you to see this, because we talk about making jigs here. So I'm not going to dump this because it's going to be all over, but I just want you to show packages of all this. So a long time ago, when I decided I was going to start making some of my own dubbing, this thing's chock full, guys, of gigantic portion. Here, this is going to get all over. It's just stupid, but I'm going to do it anyway. So this is a classic 1/4 ounce size of basically what would be the equivalent of laser dubbing from Senyo's. I think it's Senyo's laser dubbing, right? And look at it. It's ginormal. Like this is, and I take this and I actually pull off little pieces of this flash, right? Different colored flash. And I actually mix this in with my own dubbing. So I will get like synthetic yarn or wool from Michael's or whatever craft store, and I'll pull out little bits of this and mix it in and make my own little dubbing. But where I got this, I actually will find the person's name. It's basically the tinsel. You'll hear a lot of people mention Angelina, right? And Angelina is basically that ghostly looking pearl purplish type of. I have it here. I can show it to you. It's a mix that gets put into a lot of dubbings, but you can actually get that too. And I got so many colors here. You guys see me pulling this stuff out. This is close to it. This is called Black Magic. But the person I got this from online on Etsy, you guys get an idea for the color. There's like a purple hue to some of this sometimes, and it's awesome. It's dubbing, right? But I make my own dubbing, and I like playing around with stuff, and you can make a lot of cool stuff with it. Small little baitfish profiles. You can use a little bit for necks or collars and stuff like that, or a little bit of whatever. It's a fantastic material to play around with. But I get it on Etsy, and then I make my own dubbing. I think I have enough here to make dubbing for me and 100 of my friends for the rest of my life. But I just wanted to show you guys these things because I am going to be talking a little bit more about dubbing on the shows. I kind of have a little bug in me right now that I want to make some small baitfish profiles, and not like those drop shot minnows I was talking about, but more like on small 1/8 ounce and 16th ounce jigs. And I got that idea from Rich Strolis, who I just recently started watching more of his stuff, who's a fantastic commercial fly tire. He's an interesting guy. And I mean that in the kindest of ways. He definitely believes in creating some jig flies, and you can see him on his site. So check out Rich Strolis' stuff. I think his webpage, if you wanted to see any videos of some things he's making, is Chasing Shadows is the name of Rich Strolis's YouTube channel. So real cool. I like his vibe. I like how he does things. But that's out there, right? So Jeff, I'll see you, buddy. I know you're taking off. So those are some of the show and tell things I wanted to make sure that I put out there tonight. So guys, you won't hear these the beginning part where I was ranting a little bit. You won't hear many things like that from me, but I just had a few things to say on it, so I won't keep going back to it. So Jay Jay makes a great comment here. Hold on. Before that, let's see. Mr. Bing says, I have a dozen of them blue fly boxes. Great for bucktail, crappies, and bass jigs. Yeah. Jay's saying marabou and dubbing jigs are awesome. Yeah. So I'll tell you the latest thing that I think I'm gonna do, and I highlighted this because Jay just said it. So I saw a crappie guy the other day that just happened to watch this video, and what struck me was his thumbnail, and it was a little video of him making a jig, and I love the profile of this jig. That's what struck me. And he was using marabou and dubbing on a small profile jig, and so this is what I was looking up. And the reason he used marabou as a tailing material, and I just loved with the dubbing, and he reverse tied it in, and then but the tailing of what the marabou made the jig look like, it just, I love the taper that came out on it and everything. It was just so cool looking, and I think I kind of want to play around with some different things with it. So I know guys, if anyone's bored with me talking about some of these things today, we talk about silicone a lot too, you guys know that, but allow yourself to see some different things out there. You guys know I like to post the bucktail, guys. The salt, I like the salt, guys. But I just the bucktail. It's funny. All the crappie guys, tell me this. All the crappie guys out there post all their jigs, and they're always dry. And a lot of time it's some type of chenille. Sean, what's up, buddy? Welcome. A lot of times chenille bodied with like a marabou, some different materials, right? And a marabou type of tail. But I want to see more flies or jigs when they're wet. And I remember on the fly, so Brian Tesh is the one that kind of got me going on this, that like, what does it look like when it's wet, And so I have that in my head a lot right now, because ultimately you want to know what type of profile it's going to create in the water. What is it going to do? If you watch some of Jay's Outdoorsy videos, he's going to show you a lot of like the styles, and you'll see the amount of materials that he includes as his. And Jay makes a lot of walleye jigs, right? But just be willing to listen to some of these other things that are out there. All right, so a couple other things. Let's see. I showed you guys the new stickers. Those are going to be in hand any single day now. So if you want them, you got to message me. They're $9. That's my only way. I make a few bucks. So if you want Jigsquad stickers, fine. If you don't, that's fine too. I don't care. I had a list of some other things. Let me double check real quick. All right. So what's going on with Jigsquad for the rest of the year? What do we have planned? Right. What do I have planned? I say we. I'll be honest with you. I want to get back to simple. I would like to make some small jig flies. Yeah, I will ship to Ontario the perfect jig. Message me on Instagram, buddy. It's no problem. I'll ship to Ontario. I got it. Because I mail them in like a letter mailer, and it's not that much more money for me to ship to Canada, and I've learned that in the past year, right? So what's coming up for Jigsquad? I am going to be making some small little baitfish profile jigs that I want to play around with some cool colors. I have some new dubbing, even though I show all this stuff and all this dubbing I make. I just ordered a lot more dubbing because I like trying out new stuff. So I have a lot of it's called Latera's Magnum dubbing. It's billed as being 3 to 4 inches long, the dubbing, and so I'm excited to try it. There's some really cool mixed colors, so I'm going to be playing around with that, and it's like some baitfish colors, like more of a olives, browns, whatever it might be on top, with like a white underbelly or silver. I want to try and play around with some blending with that. I am going to be making some real simple jigs to make sure I'm stocked up for some real basic things for going up to Door County, chasing smallmouth. I'll probably be up there twice. And I'm gonna highlight Brian Schmidt's comment in a second. And then I'm also making sure that I get myself all ready to go because I am going to Costa Rica this summer. So with the family, all the boys, the Murphy boys, and me and Lady C, we're going. So it's kind of like it's our delayed 20-year anniversary. So it's really like 22 years this summer. So I'm excited about that. So I want to make sure I'm ready to go. And the other thing is I'm doing, like I said, I have some designs that are going to be coming out. I'm primarily working with tightrope fishing. Why? Because they're my guys from Chicago. I love them to death. They've been good to me, and I like them. So I'm gonna do some stuff with them. They have some colors coming out that are like my design colors on the baby firework jig, which is one of my favorite jigs of all time. There is another company I'm going to be working with that I'm going to kind of hold off on talking about until probably July. Nightmare musky flies. That's good to know on the fly. So but besides that, that's kind of like the next couple months. School gets really busy for me. Oh, and I've been making jigs with the kids at school. So if you guys ever wonder what I do with all, with my stuff, I bring my stuff and my lead and my hooks and I make stuff with kids. So if anyone wonders what I'm about in this industry, I tell every kid as part of the bass fishing team at the high school I work at, I tell them any jig you want, anything you need, you come and see me and I will get you some jigs and give them to you. So that's how I do things. It's what I do. I've been working with kids for 25 years. And so I don't know. That's what I do. Brian Schmidt's comment was, wet hair jig photos don't work. Underwater photos do. That's a very interesting comment. And that makes sense to me. So now I understand, Brian. I get it a little bit more. Oh, look at this. Andrew's saying me and the missus are hitting 20 years, the 15th of the month. I bought her a new washing machine. You oh, buddy. I crack up. And so the other thing is, we have a diverse group of people coming on. So I don't know if any of you have been so I think the next show guest is here. Let me go look. I'm gonna look as I'm talking. I'm gonna see if this is gonna let me in. No, of course it's not. Maybe it will. Hold on. I'm gonna look as let me see if I could see what's going on here. Everything's running a little delayed and slowed. All right, let me see. All right, so to give you an idea of show guests coming on. All right, so next show is going to be on the 16th of March. Relapse Tackle is going to be on. He has some super cool jig making tips. He makes mostly silicone jigs, right? Pours his own, but he's a modder and a tinkerer, and he makes some really nice stuff. He's got a YouTube channel. You should check him out. He shows a lot of things that I've seen plenty of people post on their Instagram, things that they probably learned from Relapse Tackle. Jig Addict is coming on, who's a West Coast bucktail jig designer, who I've been kind of friends with for a couple of years. And then Delta Bass Bugs is coming on April 6th. So we're still going to follow the every 2-week kind of window until we get to the summer. I'm going to add on some additional types of shows during the summer. Why? I don't know, because it'll be fun. And here's the other thing. There's some people I want to get on again. Like I would like to have, no one's on for a second time for the first half of this year. So there's people from last year that I would love to have on again. There are some people in chat right now that I've talked to about coming on the show. And so I've got to work on that. But I had myself prepped over winter break to get to June. And so now I've connected with some people. Now I got to put some things in motion for other shows. But I mean, that's what we're doing, everyone. You guys, I've decided that and I'm not saying this is forever. Anything can change. And I know that. I'm not going to do channel memberships. I've said that before. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do shows just for people that give me money. If you want to give me money, then go buy a sticker pack, right? Please. It's, I make a couple $100 and that's how I, make my time worthwhile for doing YouTube. And ironically enough, I'm out there with the soldering iron trying to freaking fix the ring light that broke, which I'm done with that. I'm just going to order a new one, but it made it a year. So I just want to have fun, you guys. Jig Squad's not going to change. I've also decided that for now, I'm definitely not bringing any sponsors on for the show. I'm not interested in the nonsense that goes along with trying to make those things happen. I don't want to owe anyone anything. The only thing I want to owe you is sending you a pack of stickers if you buy it because I designed it. Jig Talk consultation, Dorkfish. I'm going to tell you something, brother. I will do that to anyone, and you owe me nothing. You owe me anyone. No one owes me anything for me talking to them. I won't do it. That is a good idea. People ask me about that. They're like, Murph, why don't you do it? I can't bring myself to do it. But I will talk to people and I will consult with them and I will help them along their way in their pathway of jig making. Uh, if anyone hears me saying this and you say, "Oh, I would do that. I'd pay Cuda $30 to sit down and come up with a plan on how to get started in making jigs." I'm not interested in your money. Uh, I I I want to give you something besides my words if you're gonna give me money. So allow my designs. I've spent a lot of time learning how to do thumbnails on YouTube. If you need a badge for like your Instagram page or something like that, or create a little real simple, super clean logo for you, I'm good at that. I come from an art background. I had to teach myself how to do all the graphic end of it. But all the stickers are my own designs. I make them all myself, custom designed. So whatever, I'll do anything you need me to do to help make you a better jig maker. That's why I do this. And the day I decide that I don't want to do these things anymore, Jig Squad won't be on the air. But I like doing this. It's therapeutic for me a little bit, and I like helping people out. But I will say this: it's funny. It's funny these things come up because people ask me about these things. But you want to know when people like want to? People don't even want to buy stickers. I'm like, do they suck? I don't know. Um, I get it. Like you're like, why am I going to pay $9 for stickers? I don't know because I need to buy a new light because it broke. I don't, like you decide what your value is, and I don't want the words I say ever to be a dollar value to someone. I can't. You guys have to understand. So you guys know I work in a high school. I'm a dean at a high school. That's what I do. Before being a dean in a high school, I was a school social worker. I used to do counseling with kids. Before working in a high school many years back, I worked in a residential facility doing therapy and counseling with kids. That's what I do. I can't charge for my words. I just can't do it. I love kids. I love working with kids. I love making jigs with the high school kids. It's what I do. I don't need accolades for it. I don't need anything. It's just that's Mike Murphy. That's how I do things. Sean, I know you got here. I'm going to show you guys real quick. Just bear with me because you guys always know the shows are in the bedroom. So just bear with me 1 second. I'm going to go get a couple of shirts. I'm sure everyone can hear me. So you guys didn't get, I don't know if you guys all saw them. These are 2 of the 3. Hold on. I think I got one more here. Here we go. All right. So I have a friend. I'm coming back. I have a friend that I bought A4. A4 is a real typical brand that people use for making like shirts. They're SPF shirts. But I bought A4, plain A4 shirts. These are my own designs. And this is actually was the first Jig Squad sticker. And I have a friend that can do sublimation on shirts. And so that was the first one. Just for myself. I know. And everyone's like, why are you not selling these? And then I don't know if you guys saw these yet. So this is the one I was wearing at the show. This is another one. I don't have this in a sticker. That first one was a sticker. So basically I decided to take the original design and just start putting this out there. I would love to have hats like this. I'm not going to lie, but here's the deal. Stickers don't cost a lot and shirts do. Here's another one, like green and blue, the natural white. Yeah, I know, Sean. But I'm going to be honest with you. You want to know what's crazy? I can't get people to buy $9 stickers, let alone sitting on, 25 shirts that cost me, because I can't have my friend that does this go and make these. They don't have a business. They just do this for fun and family. And, that's what they do. So I basically buy my shirt and I have, I love these A4 shirts. Richardson hats I love them. I also like the flex fit hats, and I would potentially like to do it someday, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with all the extra ends of it. Like to me, this is easy. I don't have to edit videos or all these other things. I have to post pictures on Instagram, right? Highlighting people that catch my eye of picture when they post pictures. And sometimes I miss a lot too, right? So some people ask me like, what do I have to do to get my picture posted? Well, one, it can't, your jig can't suck. So I'm just gonna be honest. And two, I miss a lot. I can't see everything. I can't be on there 10 hours a day, but you know, designing stickers and turning them into shirts is like easy for me, right? Um, I don't know. Maybe someday I would like to do hats, you know. I don't know. Maybe someday there's going to be a big company out there that's going to want me to come design for them. I don't know. I don't know. That's what I'll tell you right now. I would give everything up if I could go and just design. And that's part of the reason why this coming year I decided to connect and do some design stuff. Darkman, that's exactly right. Your jigs can't suck. Your jigs, some of my jigs suck, but I can't sell them. I can't sell them if they suck, right? They got to fish. They can't be falling apart, and they certainly can't have paint in the eyes. That's a big no-no. How do you get 25,000 followers on Instagram and you got jigs with paint in their eyes? I call hogwash. No way. But anyway, um you guys listen, I'm about as candid as the day is long. I believe in being honest with you. Hopefully you guys don't mind that once in a while, you know, like this. Eric was having some health stuff and I actually was going to cancel the show. I go, you know what? I like doing this. I'm going to get on. We're going to talk. It gives me a chance to talk. You guys get to know me a little bit better, what I stand for, how I do things, and any topic that comes up, I'm good with. And if you ever need anything from me, let me know. If you're looking for stickers, connect with me on Instagram or email me. I prefer Instagram because I can reply back to you right away and I can give you the stuff. But if you're watching this show on replay or live and you do not have Instagram, then go ahead and email me. But if you have Instagram, you gotta get me on there because that's where I'm usually at. So Relapse Tackle's coming up in 2 weeks, you guys. Oh, I almost forgot. One more thing. Only people are going to hear this who's in the show right now. So if you are looking at any molds right now that you want to purchase, or you need any ProTech powder paint that you're looking to get right now, starting next week, actually, I think it's today. Shit, I don't even know. Through the 6th, I don't. It's going to start soon. Let me. If I'm going to tell you, I might as well check. Let me confirm. I got to check the email. Hold on. Let me go into this here. All right. Let me find this real quick. All right. So it's going to be. Okay. From March 6th through March 12th on the Do It Mold site, you can use the code Jigsquad15, all one word, Jigsquad15. To get 15% off your purchase. So I know that doing molds are more costly than at other places like Barlow's, LPO, Ziners. But I will tell you this, with that 15% off, you're going to get the mold, your molds for about $3 cheaper than you would on those other sites as of right now. And it's only for that 1 week. You're going to probably, the powder paint for ProTech, Mainstream, what's up, buddy? You're going to get the ProTech powder paint for about $1.50, almost $1.50 less per can for the 2-ounce cans. So if you're looking at any paint and molds right now, Jig Squad 15 is going to get you off. And I'm going to throw one more thing out there. There's going to be about 20 other people with codes to come out there. I'm not getting anything for that. Use anyone's code you want. I don't care. I just want you to save money. So you're going to see other ambassadors from Do It Molds. They're going to come out, and it's going to be, Captain Magoo 15 for Do It Molds. Use their code. Use my code. I don't care. Just save yourself some money. Probably, I did the calculation myself. You'll probably save $3 per mold, and probably about $1.50 per ProTech paint. If you're looking for anything else, to go there. It's only up for a week. So if you have this on your shopping list, then go get it. By all means. And like I said, I really don't care whose code you use. I'm not playing that game. Use whatever the heck you want, as long as you get money off. Okay. Yeah. And all the points. Sure. Darkfish. There you go, my man. You guys, this is Jig Squad. If you're new here, you just got a straight up tale of Mike Murphy and why we are Jig Squad. So we're going to have more shows interviewing some fantastic designers in the United States, maybe internationally in time, and coming again. Victory hooks are on sale. Mustad hooks are on sale. Gamakatsu hooks are on sale. All of them are on sale for Jig Squad 15 or whatever other ambassador you want to use their 15% off code from the 6th through the 12th on Do It Molds. It's coming. Stock up on what you need. Your hooks, your molds, your supplies, your skirting material, your crank blanks. You do what you need to do, but everything's on sale. There's only one thing that isn't on sale, and that is their mold kits, which is a mold, hooks, and some lead, and possibly a Palmer pot for pouring that is already a discounted rate. You won't get the 15% off on their jig kits, but everything else you get off, whether it's skirting material, crank blanks, airbrush paints, molds, hooks, 15% off everything. So if you have a shopping list, get at it, because you're going to get it for a cheaper price with that 15% off than you would even at Barlow's or LTO. So 1 week only. Guys, this is Jig Squad. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Hit us up on Instagram. Yes, I have an Instagram. Yes, I have a YouTube. A lot of people don't know that one way or the other. We're out of here, folks. No more rants. This is the only one. Not allowed for several more months. All right, folks. Peace. We're out of here.